West Brom fans aren't happy this week. Absolutely useless. Stick with your last winning team, barring injuries. Stop effing playing around each game. Just go for it. We're talking about the tinkering that Ryan Mason continues to do with this West Brom side. Fans have had enough of it. Welcome back to 20 minutes of West Brom chat on another episode of Pastures Green. Grateful to have your company again. We're also getting our September Player of the Month nominations, talking about refereeing standards, and last week we started the A to Z of Albion. This week we're up to the letter B. Who gets in it? For you, we've got already one suggestion here. The Dean's mentioned with the old bomber himself, Tony Brown. Hope you are all well. Can you beat that? Welcome back, Dean, Ben, Dan, and of course Aaron as well. How are you all doing? Fresh back from Millwall. Right, Dino, where do we start with that Millwall result?
Absolutely shocking. I don't know where it come from, to be honest. I certainly wasn't expecting it. I mean, Norwich wasn't great, but we got the 3 points. I was expecting us to kick on at Millwall, especially as Coventry smashed them in the week. So, yeah, gutted.
We're not going to have any overreactions on here, though. This one here says very clearly, as long as we're not overreacting, it's a bad day, bad performance, but come on, the social media overreaction is tiring. We're 7th in the league going into our second international break. I would have taken that all day long. I mean, it's been quite vociferous, Ben, over the weekend, from some Albion fans, especially towards Ryan Mason messing around and tinkering with the team. Do you get that frustration yourself?
To some extent, yeah, but I think he's gone a bit over the top. I think it's his 9th game as a manager. It's good to get these things out of the way now, I suppose. I do think you made too many changes, though. I think we should have stuck with the team that won at Norwich, to be honest. 3 games in a week. I understand why he's changed it, though, but I think he just made the wrong changes. There was personnel in there that I didn't think should have been there. Players that came in place that probably shouldn't have. So you can see it from both sides, really. But as I say, it's his 9th game as a manager. He's hopefully going to learn from it, and hopefully it won't happen again.
Okay. Dan J says, for me, you've always got to play your strongest team, regardless of fatigue issues. Ryan got it completely wrong at Millwall. With a side struggling to score goals, I think having our number 9 on the pitch is an absolute must. Where for you did he get it wrong in that selection? This is not the first time we were having this conversation either.
I think again it started from the lineup. No idea why he decided to play Wallace again. It was against Middlesbrough, I think it was, when he started him again. I was baffled with that, and then see him start again against Millwall. It did begin to ask questions like, what's he doing? Also as well, Price seems to go missing when he's playing on the wing. People have been shouting out for, oh yeah, he can play here, he can play there. No, he is like your number 10, and to keep playing Price on a wing, he just goes missing, and he's not in his best position. You don't get the best out of him, and then for him to start Callum Styles back again after Charlie Taylor did a great job against Norwich. I do think the tinkering needs to stop unless it is injuries. And I do think Madger does need to start now, or even to play him alongside Hegebo.
Yeah, is it because he doesn't know his best team, Dan, do you think?
I don't think he does just yet. I mean, it's only been, 9 games? Yeah, he has had pre-season, but no one really tries in pre-season. So yeah, I think give him till after Christmas, and hopefully then he'll be able to sort out his best team then.
Okay. Aaron, we have had a few of these tweets, not many, but we have to reflect them because they are there. Albion Gold says he's out of his depth. We've got to get a real manager. Picking Wallace and have Collier and Malumbi in the same midfield. What would you expect was going to happen? We're playing awful, and I can't see it getting any better. How do you react to that?
Well, put it this way: I'd rather him try things like that at this stage of the season rather than 25, 30 games in the future. So I mean, managers all the time, they're always trying new things. I mean, the style of football in England as a whole has changed dramatically in the last 10 to 15 years. So, But game by game, managers are going to try new things, and as Ben said as well, so it's a third game we played this week, so there's going to be a chance for players to be played in, well, the ones that haven't been played as often. Um, you know, Collier, Wallace, to name a few. I think obviously with injuries to Taylor, Stars is obviously the obvious choice to bring back in, but other than that, he did get it wrong. I mean, like I say, I'd rather him get it wrong now than get it wrong in the future. But he's got to sort of have that test on the players and sort of see what they can do, what they can't do. Millwall's always a hard place to go anyway. So trying things at that place, maybe some would argue, is a bit silly anyway. But at the same time, you've still got to know what your best squad is because, like it's been mentioned about a million times this season already, I don't think he knows his best squad or his best 11, I should say.
Yeah, it was a Millwall side that had lost 3 out of 4 at home, though, wasn't it? It wasn't like the old Millwall side. Right, Dino, we need to talk about Norwich as well then, because you did pick up 3 points there against a poor Norwich side. What impressed you there?
It's hard to say, to be honest. 3 points, that's what impressed me. It could have gone either way. I think it was a bit of a lucky win in the end. We'll take it. We'll take 3 points all day long. But no, it seems a long time ago now. I'm trying to remember who actually stuck out in the game. Nice to see Madger back and scoring. That's what he does. But yeah, nothing special.
The debate, Ben, we were having on here between Madger and Hegeba. Then, if you were watching last week when you and Dan were having that discussion, is that now settled once and for all? Do you think?
I don't think it's settled as such. I think they both have their kind of uses. I understand why Hegba played on Saturday, a physical game against Jack Cooper. Is the big lad at the back for them. I think it was the right call to start him. But I think one thing that is definitely clear is he's talked about him before, Alex Moa. He needs to be in midfield when we're playing because each time he's came off this season or he's not played, we haven't picked up any results. And I think if we're going to get any results this season, our centre backs need to play well. We saw it at Norwich. I think Nat Phillips didn't have a great game on Saturday, and we ended up losing 3-0. So I think we need to have our centre backs on form if we're going to be picking up wins and results this season.
Yeah, Aaron, you found a stat about when Mowat starts, haven't you? That symbolises the issues.
I think we've won. What is it? I think there's been 8 times this season where he's not started, and we've only won one of those games where he's not started. So it makes obviously the big point is we need Mo to start if we want to win the game.
Big miss when he's not in. Dan, we're sitting 7th though. We can't complain, can we? I mean, if it offered you 7th at the start of the season, would you take it now as a finishing position?
Obviously, we would like to be higher, but I think with how our season's gone so far at the minute, I'd take 7th all day going into the second international break. But you can't grumble too much.
But it is getting a little bit worrying for Mason out there, Ben, because there are some fans, like you see, we've already seen one there saying get a decent manager in and we do it. Well, how many more games do you think he's got of this to win fans over?
I think you've got to give him time. Like I said, this is not a game as a manager. He's still working out his best team. I think the trouble at the minute is kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back. A positive at Norwich and then going to lose 3-0 at Millwall. I think that's going to be the story this season. We're going to pick up good results and we're going to pick up bad results as well. We're not going to go on too many undefeated runs, I don't think. But as long as we kind of stay in and around sort of 6th, 7th, 8th, you can't really complain. 7th at the moment, you'd have taken that in August, wouldn't you? So we can't have too many complaints yet.
We're growing a nice little community here. If you've just joined us, thank you very much for watching. If you can just find 20 minutes a week to squeeze some West Brom chat into your life, that would be amazing. Do drop us a quick like and subscribe as well. You hit the buttons there. We're trying to grow this to get 300 subscribers of this international break. That'd be absolutely massive. We've turned a corner then in this month into October, Dean. So that means we're looking for our September Player of the Month from you, please, if you can.
Well, I was going to say Josh Griffiths, because of his performance at Norwich, but then I've just thought that was October.
It was October, yeah.
Just about. I'll stick with Griffiths. He's been all right during September, I think.
Okay, Dan?
I'm kind of struggling, to be honest. there hasn't really been a player that's really stood out so far this season, apart from Price. It's not his first few games, but then we sort of just died off up through October, up September, October. I'll probably have to go just Malumbi. He just runs himself all over the park. He probably covers the most of the pitch. He just gets everywhere.
Okay. Aaron?
I mean, I'm in the same boat as Dan, really. I don't think there's any one player that sticks out in my mind, really. But I mean, pushing back on the stat that I mentioned just, I mean, I think in my eyes, it's got to be Moet then. I mean, we win a lot less when he's not there, so he's obviously doing something right. So I've got to say him.
Okay. Ben?
I think we always struggle with these, don't we? It's a bit
You
concerning.
definitely do. Yeah. I
Um,
think if you're top of the league, you'd still struggle for some
yeah,
reason.
probably. I'm going to say Chris Mepham. I think he signed kind of deadline day and came slide straight in and hasn't really put a foot wrong in the time he's been here. You know, he's been kind of rushing in play, so I'll go with him.
Okay, right. Let us know in the comments who they have missed, as you always do. Thank you very much. There's a bit of a side issue. We're talking about refereeing standards. We know we don't want VAR. We're not going back over that discussion again. But where are we at in terms of how well West Brom have been reffed so far this season? And is it getting worse? Dino, can you kick off this discussion for us?
It's not been great, has it, the standard? But to be honest, I don't take too much notice of the referee's name, so I wouldn't be able to name a good one or a bad one. But we seem to have more than our fair share of bad ones. But that's every team probably says the same. So I
Every
don't
team
know.
has said the same, yeah. And
I don't think it's great.
yeah. I mean, what we seem to be getting more so far this season, Aaron, is on Twitter we got both teams saying the ref's been bad. Usually it's one team or the other, but we've got when both teams are saying they've been awful. It kind of says a lot, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, it just shows the quality and the standard of refereeing in this country, let alone in the Championship. Because I think you get it up and down the leagues, and I mean, I think up down from League Two up to the Premier League. I think every team, every club will have the same sort of vision and response to the way that the referees are acting and refereeing games. I mean, for example, I mean, we had the Portsmouth game this season where he blatantly missed two penalty shouts, and it's 25,000 fans in the stadium could see it, and it's clear as day, and I don't understand why he doesn't give it, but that's just one example. I mean, you could have about 16 different opportunities where that's probably been the case. This past weekend, but it's you'd like to think the EFL would do something about it, but it doesn't look like they have because it's been the same story for the past how many seasons now. I think we've had this conversation for the past 3 years, so I really don't understand where this goes. And I mean, hopefully it gets better, but if I'm honest, I can't see it.
Are there any good ones, Dan, Ben, that you can point to, even if you don't know the names, the matches that you've had?
I'm with Dean. I don't really know the name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
what's that? Is that Allison? Is his surname Allison?
Sam Allison.
Sam Allison. Yeah.
Yeah, he last season had a few stonkers at us, didn't he?
He's dire. He is.
Had a great start this season. I think he kind of stands out for me. But that's the only one I can think of name-wise.
Right. Okay. Let us know genuinely if there are any good ones. Let us know. We're trying to find at least one. Every club we've spoken to is just like no, it's getting worse. Right then, if you were with us last week, you'll have seen us starting our new feature, which is the A to Z of West Brom. Here's the idea. Basically, we're taking one book with one page per letter of the alphabet and thinking of a player or a building or a match or anything beginning with that letter that would represent this fine club's history. Last week, Ben and Dan put in for A. What did we go for A? I can't remember.
Jeff Astle.
Oh, Astle, of course we did, yeah, the one and the only. This week it's the turn of the letter B, so we're looking for a player, surname only, please, that begins with B that should head in there. Right, Dino, we put your mate on earlier, Tony Brown. Yeah, is that any other ideas for B?
It's got to be Bomber Brown because it's his 80th birthday the other day. But yeah, we got Boilerman, and we got the main home end is one of our mascots.
Yeah.
The Brommy Road, which is the traditional home end at the Albion. So it's quite a few with B.
Okay.
Billy Bassett.
God. Right, Ben, sort this out for us.
Chris Brunt as well, another one, kind of longevity. Played there for a long time. Captain, goals, assists. I think he's still up there with the Premier League assist record, isn't it? On some lists I've seen. In terms of games, Bradford away. And I was about 11-12. He had a penalty last minute for us to go up.
Eagle
Ballis, another B. Yeah, so we've got quite a lot of B's to choose from, really. So
Right,
that's
how are we going to sort this out, Dan?
I think for B, I'll have to go through a game, the Battle of Bramall Lane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Iconic. I was there, and it started off my hatred for Neil Warnock. Like deliberately getting players sent off, and then telling players to go down injured, get the game abandoned. But yes, like every time we play Sheffield United, that game gets brought up. So the Battle of Bramall Lane.
Okay, yeah, they raised that for their B incidentally as well. Go on, Aaron.
I mean, if we're talking iconic figures, you can't help but mention the Baggy Bird. I mean, he's the mascot of the Albion, so I mean, he's the obvious name in my head.
Got about 10 things to choose from here, haven't we?
My God. We're not even put Boing Boing in there as well. Boing Boing's got to be in there as well, hasn't it? I mean, come on. I was thinking somebody good. Right, we need some help in the comments here then. We've had, I think, 6, 7 very good suggestions now for what goes in at B, so please let us know, and then we'll decide on whoever makes the most comments as well. Let us know for C as well, some ideas of that. We'll do that in 2 weeks' time ahead of the Preston game. Is Preston up next then, Dino? Yeah, they've started quite well, haven't they?
Yeah, 3 o'clock of a Saturday afternoon, 2 weeks, so it's got to be improved. I mean, it's got to be an improvement. Just hope he puts the right team out. I'd try the two up front. I'd try Hegabo and Madja at home to Preston. That's the ideal time to try that. So, and maybe Samuel, what's his name on the wing?
Okay. Join us as we review that Preston result then in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, thanks so much for your company. Enjoy the international break, all of you. And don't forget to drop a quick like and a comment in there as to which of those Bs you've heard. We should definitely be putting it in our book. Have a good rest, everybody. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you very much.